All right, so this video I'm going to briefly go over what a resection is. So a resection is you're going to take a shot, a distance shot, or you can do angle or distance, but in this case I'm going to show the distance. So distance shot of A and B, or let's call this point 1. So what we have to have is known coordinate points, right? And you're going to set up in this situation, okay, then you're going to shoot this distance right here. Let's take this one first, going clockwise. Doesn't matter, as long as it's in the in the angle. It matters that you do them individually in a row. You don't want to do A over here, B over here, and then C. So and this here, you want it to be more than 30, less than 150 degrees, right? So it can't be too acute or too obtuse, this angle here. And then what it's going to do, you're going to take a distance shot here. Let's say, for example, we do a distance shot, right? And then it's just basically calling this angle 0. There's no angle fixed. But then it's going to say, okay, point to point 2, and it knows that the coordinates of point 2 are 40, 65. Alt MA. So you're going to turn an angle. And then you're going to take a distance shot. Some of them you just do the distance shot. It'll say next, or it'll say point, the second point. Others you're going to go through the menu with the menus are different, but basically it takes 2 known points, right? And then you have a distance and a distance, and really what it's doing is it's creating 2 intersecting circles like this. This one and this one, basically that's kind of with distance and distance, and it knows the angle, and it can orient itself. I'm not sure how the instrument does it, but delete. And then, so what it does, using side angle side, this law of cosines, it can calculate for C, and it's going to compare this dimension with the actual dimension, which would be calculated theoretically. It would know that this dimension, it already knows this dimension, right, because of the coordinates. And then it's going to take this angle, this distance, and it's going to calculate that, and that's going to give you an error. There's always going to be some error, and using that error, it can calculate the error into where you're at. So it knows the angle between northing and that north and this. Let's say Alt MA. And then this one is calculated. This one would be calculated. So we have side angle. So this sine of this divided by this will give you a number that is equal to the sine of this divided by that. So you don't know this, but using a little bit, it would end up being that same fractional number. The sine of this divided by that would be that times this would give you the sine of this. So you just hit arc sine of that. There's a lot of sines. And then you can calculate this angle here. This is what it's doing, I guess. But it probably does a different way. But this is how you do it if you were using a theodolite. Then you have a diagonal and the angle. You can calculate the horizontal and the rise, the vertical. And then you probably close out and do the same thing this way, and then you would get your error, right? And then that's the important thing when you do this, you're looking for the error. But that's how resection works. You can set it up anywhere you want, as long as it's not too geometrically screwy. If too acute, it's not going to work well, and too obtuse, right? So if the other point, like say point B, A and B, let's say that's point A and B was over here, it'd be better to have, if you had more options, to do another point that's closer to 90. That probably wouldn't be too bad, especially on a small job. But anyways, at least you got to check what's the deviation. It'll tell you the coordinates, but it'll tell you what the error is. It might tell you 5 thousandths or a quarter of an inch. If it's a quarter of an inch out, you got to reshoot it. If it's 800,000, maybe depending on the job, it wouldn't matter. But that's how the resection works, and I hope that helps you in your understanding of resection. And I think Nikon calls it free station. Some other instruments call it different things, but pre-station and resection for sure. This would be distance resection. Angle resection, as long as if you were going to do an angle resection using 3 points, you would take this shot, and this shot. But you would want to be careful not to do this one, then this one. Then it has to be in order. And basically what that's doing is it's creating this triangle, and then it's just fitting it to those 3 points, right? So that there's really, let's see if you had it like this. Control H. H. What the hell? Control H. It's only going to work where those intersect. You know what I mean? There's only one place where those 3 will all line up, and that's right there. I think it uses the least squares to do that. All right, I hope that helps you in your career. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.